Hello everybody, I'm JackieKCooper and this is my entertainment rundown. Oh, the movies of Quentin Tarantino. I've loved just about every one of them. Pulp Fiction, Hateful Eight, Inglourious Bastards. And now we have his latest, number 9, his ninth film, and it's called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And he has said that he is only going to make 10 films and then he's going to retire. Well, he's supposedly looking at redoing Star Trek as his 10th film. Hey, Quentin, if I was going out, I'd go out with this one because I thoroughly enjoyed it. It is pure Tarantino, and I don't even know what that means, except that it's quirky, it's detailed, it's surprising, all of those elements rolled into one. But this film takes place in 1969, takes place in sunny California, and you're focused on a guy who's a television star of a television series. He's played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and then his stunt double is played by Brad Pitt. And Brad Pitt's character is, his stunt double, his gopher, his partner in crime or whatever when they go out on the town. So they have a real, solid relationship. But Leonardo DiCaprio's character is afraid that his career is falling apart. He's ended up his TV series. He's doing guest shots on other series, and he's worried about will he ever get back, the big momentum that he had going. And he lives up on, in Holmby Hills or some area up above Los Angeles. Cielo Drive, I think is the name of the street. And he lives there, and then next door to him is Terry Melcher, and I think Candice Bergen lived there at one time. But at some point in the film, early on, Charles Manson comes by and asks, where the house is next door, where he's looking for someone. And then, of course, everybody knows that in the summer of '69, that was when Sharon Tate and Roman, was married to Roman Polanski, and horrible things happened to her and her friends. So you've got that set up. Margot Robbie is Sharon Tate in the movie, and she is delightful. She's beautiful. She's just fresh-faced, energetic, and she adds a lot to the movie. She kind of has her little separate movie going away from Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. They're kind of tied together because they're such good buddies. But all they are with Margot Robbie is that they're neighbors with her. So you've got all of this stuff at the start of the movie that's setting up the characters. And the movie does tend to amble around and wander, and you're thinking, why are we getting into this? We see an actual, TV series that's being filmed, and you see Leonardo DiCaprio and Timothy Olyphant playing the people in the TV series, and you think, why is all this? But everything is adding up, and so even if you get a little bit tired of this ambling way, it all has a purpose. And then when the end of the movie comes, then you go out and you're satisfied because you came along with the movie. But Tarantino just recreates California of 1969. Every car on the street, there's no modern cars. Of course they're doing that, but I wondered how they did do it. The fashions are there. The music and the soundtrack is all 1969. The Hollywood stars that they run into who are recreated, they have a guy who looks so much like Steve McQueen. It's uncanny. The only jolting part, of the movie, and I thought this was a misstep, is that Margot Robbie's Sharon Tate goes to downtown LA, and she goes by a theater, and it's playing a movie that Sharon Tate made with Dean Martin. So Margot Robbie character, Sharon Tate, wants to go in and see herself on the screen. So she goes in and settles back to watch the movie, and then they show scenes from the movie. But it's not Margot Robbie they're showing, It's the real Sharon Tate. And to me, that broke that fourth wall, or whatever it is you call it, where you're jolted outside of the movie because you know that Margot Robbie is playing Sharon Tate, who is watching the real Sharon Tate on the screen. But that's one of the few things that's wrong with it. The movie is rated R because there is profanity and there is violence, but Leonardo DiCaprio, he needs an Oscar nomination for his performance. Probably he and Brad Pitt both would qualify, but especially DiCaprio. He is so good in this movie, and he has a scene with a young actress. It's the TV series American Housewife. Her name is Julia Butters, and she plays the youngest daughter on that series. But she and DiCaprio have several scenes together in this movie, and they are so good together. Just look for those scenes. Like I said, DiCaprio and Pitt and Robbie are the stars, but they're cameos, Bruce Dern, Oliphant, etc., etc., etc. So I scored it 8 out of 10. Now, people are always saying, well, what does it take to be a 9 or a 10? Well, if it hadn't ambled like it did, if it hadn't had that misstep with Margot Robbie watching the real Sharon Tate on the screen, perhaps it would have gone up even higher. But I think 8 is a great score, and I think that it's justified. You are going to enjoy, at least I hope you do, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But let me tell you this, the less you know about the movie, the more you're going to enjoy it. So if somebody's seen it and says, hey, let me tell you what all happened in the movie, I've tried not to do that. Don't let them do that, because when I went to see it, I was completely ignorant of anything except the basic facts of the film. And it really did entertain me. So there's my review. This has been Jackie K. Cooper's Entertainment Rundown. Look down there, hit the subscribe button, and come on board with us.
Clear. So